Hi and welcome back to my channel. Tonight we're going to do some HTV. I haven't done that before on my channel. I'm just going to make a t-shirt for an activity that's going on tomorrow and maybe some shoes. I'll see how I go for time. Nice and simply in my Cricut design space, I have downloaded some fonts that I'm going to use. I'll show you everyone how to do that at a later date. I just thought for tonight I'll just get my text in and show you how to do a HTV t-shirt. So I'm going to make my shirt say Splash. Since they've updated this, it's really actually hard to get your font to move. I don't like that font, so I'm actually going to change it. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to go to my systems because I have downloaded it, and it's called Splash. Search. Splat. There we go. So I'm going to change it to that. And I might make it all capital. Just because that's going to look a bit nicer. I'm going to make it a bit bigger. I can move these individually once I've cut them. And I'm going to cut them separately so I can have all different colours for it. I'm going to unlock the size to make it a bit higher, just so it's a bit bigger on the front of my shirt and a little bit narrower. So that's going to look okay, and that will fit across the front of my shirt pretty easy. Like that. If you did these individually, you could go in and individually change each colour. I might do that. It might make it a bit easier to show you how to there we go. And if I create another text box, I might copy delete, copy, duplicate. That'll make it the same size. And then copy, copy. Oh, I've got an S there. Copy. And then change that to H. SP. Oh, I forgot my P. S. SPLAS. Splash. Good. So you can see how I can manipulate them. They're all individual now, but they're all actually the same size font. If you check here, it's all the same size font. So when I go to put them on my shirt, I can overlap them a little bit, but I can go here and make them all different colors, which means when I go to cut them out, they will cut on separate mats, which even if they're not the same color as the picture, I can use my scraps, which is what I really want to do. I've got a lot of scrap HTV in nice bright colours, so I'll use that first to do it. When you go to do HTV, I'm just going to press make it. Don't have a lot of time to do this, it's quite late. So press make it and it'll come up on my mat for any material. I'm just going to use my normal size mat. But you need to mirror everything when you're doing HTV. I'm going to start with them all in this corner, And as I go through my, oh, I missed one. As I go through, oh, I think it was H, it doesn't matter. My colours, I'll move them around a little bit so I can just wiggle around on my blank bits because mine might not all fit perfectly in the corner. All right, let's get organising. Okay, so we're popping over to the Cricut and we've got some HTV face down on the mat ready to go. You always do Cricut with your HTV, sorry, face down, so it cuts from the bottom to the top. You'll be able to see it a bit easier when I start to weed it. Why you do that, you can see my mat's really not very sticky. I need to give it a good wash. If you haven't done that before, all you need to do is I use just a bit of dishwashing liquid and soap it up and then get my scraper and scrape it off, and that gets off all the gunk. There's glitter and paper all over that. So you'll see in a second, I'll show you that other side is a bright green, and I'm just using a whole heap of scraps here because I had them and it fit the style I was going for with this shirt. We're doing a colour run at school tomorrow and it's just a bit of a fun shirt to wear. For that, it's not going to be something I keep forever, but it will serve the purpose for what I need. You can see the Cricut just starts a bit of a think. This video is going at twice the speed as normal to make it go a bit faster. Watching this cut isn't very fun. It gives you the idea though. I could have probably put them all in different corners and cut it that way, but for what I was doing, this was easy. When I've worked with that blue there before, it's always been a nightmare to weed, so I have made sure it's cut really well tonight so I wouldn't have any problems with that. Fingers crossed. You can see sometimes when I've pulled my Cricut forward, when the mat feeds through, it bumps up against the wall. But what I've done on my Cricut is I've actually got little wheels on the bottom that I've stuck on there to help. So if it's ever a bit too close to the wall, the Cricut will push forward normally rather than it being a problem. If you'd like to know about that, I'm happy to pop the links in the bottom. They're just attached with double-sided like Gorilla tape, which makes it nice and easy. You can take them off if you really want to. Doing the second last, I think, letter now. My Cricut having a bit of a moment. In the next little bit, I show you how to weed them as well and pop them on the shirt and heat press them. I've got like a big heat press, not the Cricut Easy Press. I just find that the big press puts all the pressure on it for you and everything, so you don't have to worry about it. Some of these don't exactly fit on the little scrap I've got, but I'm not too concerned. It's a shirt that I'll wear once, maybe twice if I happen to have another colour run at school. So it's not a big deal. It's just a little bit of fun rather than something that I'll wear every day. So now we're moving on to weeding the vinyl. I'm still working out, making sure that I got everything in camera. I'm not the best at that yet, but we're getting there. Always make sure too that you're weeding away from you. I end up poking myself with the weeding tool a couple of times when I'm doing this, and it hurts. So you can see that you weed from the back as well. So when I put those on, it's got the glue that you heat up to stick onto the fabric is on that white side, so you'll see all those colours coming through. This is sped up, I think, 3 times normal speed. And working with HTV when it comes to peeling, if it's cut properly, is a lot easier than working with normal vinyl, I find. You don't have it sticking to itself or anything like that. All right, I'm just looking for my L. There it goes. So there's my heat press. It's already hot. I'm just trying to see if it's even. I'm going to fold it in half and press down through the middle. That gives me a nice line through the middle for me to line my letters up either side. I do a lot of kind of, I guess, guessing when I press things on shirts. I'll trim all these letters up too, so instead of pressing them one at a time, I get the tape but I don't actually use it. Instead of pressing it one at a time, I'm going to play with it and do one press with it. So you'll see me trimming a lot of the sheets maybe once or twice so I can have them sit nicely against each other, and the HTV not being under that carrier sheet. So if it goes underneath the carrier sheet, it gets stuck to the carrier sheet, not to the shirt, which is just a bit annoying. So trimming that one so it sits nicely next to the P. If you did them one at a time, you wouldn't have to do this. Once it's pressed on, you can put the carrier sheet over the letter next to it and it wouldn't matter. But because I'm trying to do them one at a time, or all together, sorry, it's easier just to trim them a little bit. So I put my, that's just greaseproof paper and the Teflon sheet on. It's only for 19 seconds, this press. It does give me a little beep when it's done. This is a cold peel and I forgot, you can see me trying to pick it up there. So I'm just trying to cool it down a little bit so I can peel them off. With the heat press, the top plate is the hot part. The bottom plate, it's warm after it's been pressed, but it's not actually hot, so it's fine to touch. And then after I've done that, I'm just going to give it another quick press just to make sure if I've lifted anything peeling, it will stick back down.